Hello, hello. Good afternoon. Welcome to another ES Futures trading stream. Today is Tuesday, April 29. It is 2:12 p.m. Eastern Time in the US. It has been more than a week since the last time I had a stream, and I decided to have this one to do this one, just to try to not to explain, because that would imply that I know what's happening, but because just to highlight something that I think is happening here in this market. Um, if you have been paying attention, if you have been trading long enough, you will remember you would remember that this happens all the time as well. All right. This is the main thing I am checking now. This daily time frame chart and this one here, and mostly because of this range here, right? A while ago, I think last week, right? I think last week I have put the last comment. Actually, this was the last comment I put in Discord. Okay, and was when the market was doing this low here, breaking out of this inside bar, taking this range, right? After it has formed this range, actually, it was clearer now, and everybody at the time, was agreeing on something, that the market is going to collapse. The market is going to go to zero. The recession is here. Nothing is going to save. The end of the world is the day after tomorrow. What I highlighted here, you know, is what we have, the structure the market have in the upper side. We have three gaps at the time, right? Three gaps at the time. And the potential the market taking this, using this low range here and applying balance guidelines here. Having price acceptance below this range, would target the 5,000, which had been really critical at the time, but rejection targets this upper side, which I think is what's happening now. The market is targeting this upper side, but the market has to deal with current business first. We can see here, I'm going to leave this on the side. Okay, I'm going to leave this on the side, so I can continue building on the idea of this. Once the market has this, the market basically comes to the center of this line. This is the center. This is the center. This is the center of the range, right? All this area here. Come on. All this area here, right, is the center. Markets are refractory. In the same way, how, it would be really bad idea to do anything in this area, for example, right? If I have if I have this range, high, low, doing something at the center. This particular case is not a good example. For example, here or here. I wouldn't advise for that. Right? This is an area where the market, or what people usually call a dead land areas, right? This Market can do anything in this. I can come back here, come down here, come back here, pretty much ranging here at the center. All right, that's the idea. The market is being up here. After having this rejection of targeting this 5,000, you know, rejection of trading below this range, this line here, we have the market coming back inside and targeting this upper side. At the time, what we talk here is saying that this can take, it can take 3 days or it can take 3 weeks. I have no idea. I really have no idea how long this can take. And in the meantime, once we have, because markets are always changing, right? This picture, this one here, okay, that was for that day, right? Now we have this, right? Yesterday we have the market forming something like this, right? This looks like long liquidation. Pay attention as well to what's happening to volume. Volume has been decreasing. Significant, I would say, right? Come on, man. What's happening here? What? I don't know. I guess Thos is having some problems. Huh? Volume is decreasing. Look at how we have below 4 millions, 3.7. As the market goes higher, the volume is decreasing. Doesn't mean I'm going to go short here, but you know, there's no volume back in this movement. Look at what's happening today. Today we have higher volume, probably ending up here. Also, what we have after the close. Do we have earnings today? Who is reporting, for example? Huh? And that's why I call this stream markets, earnings season, and momentum. Right? While this is happening, the context of this, at the time when the market was down here, everything come from this range here, from this day here, key at the time. No, the market couldn't take this high here, which have targeted the upper side of this gap, right? And now we are right there. No, break here. This is now, I believe it's closing now. As we speak, it is closing. It's about to close this gap. Very, very close to close. This also represents 15% rally from this low. So if I take this low here, all the way up to here, this is a 15%. Yeah? 15% advance, the market is huge. Really, really huge. Last year we had 27, which was an exceptional year. And now, so far, from these lows, we have 15%. Pretty close to where the market is right now. Now, this will be history. I will delay this. I will erase this blue range. The gap is really, really close to close it here. But look what is happening here, where the market is now. What else do we have there? The 5600 mark. Another mechanical reference, right? The traders love that reference. So we have short covering here. Based in volume. Yeah? And the market trading between these two big ranges here. We have one range here. This is a 10-day range. And there's a 20-day range here. This is the upper side range. This is the lower side range. Right? The market now is coming back inside this range. Apply balance guidelines here, potentially targeting this upper side. and this will be around 20%, 20% from these lows here. This is 10, 15, 20% around this market, just which is this one here. Okay, I'm not saying that's going to happen, but that seems to be what can be behind. But markets never move in straight lines. Always, have to be some ranges here. And the range that we are having here, now we have one range here, right? Let me erase this thing again. Have an idea what the range is here. There's another range that is forming here. This is a 3-day range. And we can have some sideways trading here towards this mark here. And that if it comes here, we will have a similar situation to what we have here, right? So same guidelines apply. The market coming back in here. Now remember, this is the potential. This is the ultimate destination, the opposite side of this range. You got this one here. And this is adding another layer, all right? And why I'm talking about references here, basically because what I have seen happening in the market. Market is trading from a reference to reference, leaving mechanical reference behind, those references being corrected overnight or the next day in the first half of the session. Very, very mechanical, and which is not a characteristic of bigger time frame money. Tempo also has been crashing, right? Now, the next thing here, check this out. What do you have here? I don't know whether this is going to how this is going to work. I have no idea. But this is the 50 moving average here. This is the 50. There is a lot of traders that pay close attention to this moving average here. And I won't be surprised the market touches this one, and this line now is used to sell, right? Maybe here, I don't know, maybe today, maybe tomorrow, and once it sells, it may target this thing. Also, what do we have above that? Right? This seems like a straight line here. This is the 200 moving average. 200 moving average down here. Above that, the 100. Look at what is coming here, potentially crossing here. If this happens, this is what I am watching here as well. And remember, this is a lagging indicator, right? You'll see this after the fact, actually. If this happens, okay, if this happens, what we will have is 200 above, 100 below, or the center, and the 50. And the total opposite of what we were having last year. The whole last year was like that. Most of it anyway. And that will be a dangerous situation because the market will be establishing a trend for the rest of the year. We have been talking about the range that this year has pretty much is matching previous year. Basically, we have a range, a 3-year range below, 2-year range above at the odds that this market takes last year high. I don't think are that good. Are not zero though. Okay? So this is what I am watching kind of in the long term. I am keep watching this. And why I'm talking about this also, the current situation in which we are right now, we are in the middle of this ridiculous, really, really ridiculous situation, right? This tariff was very unnecessary. You know, that has put the economy, that has put the country in really a tough, really in a situation in which didn't have to be, right? Really. You know? I know if health is up there. I believe health is from Germany. And this remembers what happened. Reminds me what happened in Germany last century, at the beginning of last century. It's just happening again this time with the U.S., right? And just a fraction of the population of the world, less than 4% of the population of the world, that wanting to take over the world. Wanted to force everybody to do their wishes. And what Trump was doing is just channeling all the frustration that is a good, not a small sector of the population is having, right? But is and this is just personal, right? But I think it has the wrong focus. It could have been better if it has really the interests of the country or the interests of the affected people at heart. But it is clearly that it is not. It's just very selfish interests that are going on here. Most of this activity, most of what's going on is just the current administration is trying to create or extend tax cuts for the top 1%, right? For big companies here, for corporate. It's creating a big mess in the process. Has alienated a lot countries. Okay. This thing. Okay. This thing. There is something going on with Thinkorswim. Oh boy, my. I've just realized that my internet is having problems again. Gosh, man, what the heck? Probably you have been disconnected. I apologize for that, for what's happening here. I've just realized that I've been disconnected here. What the heck? Alright. Well, I hope you re-engage in this. But look at what's happening with crude oil, for example. It has short covering here. This is the end of the contract. Resuming. Let's see if this has downside continuation, keeps trading in this range. And this is what worries me the most here. Now we have dollar here. The dollar, really weak dollar, right? Liquidation. You know, there is when markets break in the form, in the way how it has been happening, usually this is the opposite reaction. Okay. Also, having bonds, right? What is this? Bonds. When bonds go higher, interests go lower, right? So this is something that you want, right? But this one has been breaking here. And look at this. What do we have here? What's potentially happening here? No? So there is, investors are not coming to bonds here. Look at what's happening here. There's a clear trend here as well. Potentially coming back here, potentially coming back here. I'm not saying it will not go higher, but this is what worries me as well, together with the dollar, right? And it's a sign, all right? This is a sign that investors are not coming back to dollar, are not buying dollar, which is seen as a safe haven. They are not coming and getting treasuries, right? And this is not good. This is not good in the long term. Also, the dollar has gone parabolic, and this looks like short cover, long liquidation here. This is some rebalancing. I don't know if this can keep going higher or maybe trading sideways here before the resolution. Look how far is now. It's not that far really from these 50s. Look at what this has been bought to 50, 100. It's really far from the 200 moving average. Well, to come back up here, we have to deal with this one first, then with this one first, and this probably also can go parabolic. Right? This is not as much as the 50, and the prospect here is not good long term. But I am a not long-term trader. I am short-term trading, but I need to put these things in context before I go and check what is going on with my market here. Notice, for example, yesterday, how the market was. Look at this, right? Okay, let me call my daily charts again. Right? Look at the daily charts. Right? Market is trending higher in the daily time frame. Market has ended one time frame lower in the weekly and probably is starting a new trend in the upper side. And before this is key now, 57.60. 57.60 takes the 50 moving average and puts the market somewhere in between, I believe. The 50. Yeah, in between the 50 and the crossing. Actually, down here is crossing already, right? Did you see this? How it's crossing now? The 50. Right? This is something I don't want to see. This one that was way up here now is matching the lower portion of the 200. It's right there. Next thing, this can come lower, and that would put 200 above, 100 in between or below, and at the lower side 50 moving average, and that potentially traders now can use this to sell. So we've got to be very careful here, right? But current business first. The market deals with current business first before doing anything else. Now, right? Notice what happened yesterday. Previous period held back. This is the laggard part. I hope you have noticed this when the market was at the low. Well, has checked this. Did not. I wouldn't call this, but this is questionable for me. This is better. This is 2-day range. This is better. This is the heavy traded area. The market just didn't care. We have a distribution close here. This day has closed multiple weak references here. And what I was watching or observing here, I was paying close attention here. The market was in this situation in which now I'm looking, I am zooming in, right? after having the context. Right? Something I was covering for a long time was this gap the market had here. What day is this? April 2nd, right? Almost a month, right? The market, when the market gap to the downside, at the end of Friday and Sunday opening with the gap, right? With the gap. The gap, I believe the gap up was down here. The overnight, I'm talking about overnight gap here. And that gap wasn't closed. And now we are having a situation very similar to this, but this time in the lower side. When the market closes, down here and opens with the overnight gap. Not just a daily gap, but the overnight gap. The market opens way up high where last was. Last was down here, and the market opens over the weekend somewhere. Actually, opens up here. Right? Never come back and check this. Right? So the same momentum that we're having down here, we are having down here. And why is this useful, and why I take this information with me? Do you remember, the context, right? What we're talking about when the market was down here. You remember what happened when the market was down here? It would be crazy now, or at least not crazy. I wouldn't say crazy. I would be very low odds of having success here, shorting this kind of market with all this evidence in hand. Right? After having this gap that happened here, potentially targeting now this upper gap here, right? And the overnight. Whatever, when the week opened, whatever gap was closed, that was the direction of the market. Okay? We have a market trending higher, getting away from this, targeting this upper side. The fact that this is now switching, also doesn't give me too much hopes that this market can get easily to this upper side, right? I think this can be a really heavy traded area as well, because the market, that's what market does. Momentum or sentiment has now switched, but we have something in between. What we have? We have earnings. We have earnings. When markets move with earnings, one day we have fantastic earnings, fantastic forecast for one company, or have a glimpse forecast from one the market traders, and the next day the next company, next big tech, does the same kind of reports, the same kind, and the market does the opposite thing. And this is a movie that you will see over and over again. The context that I gave to you, although I talked before to this point, is just to illustrate where it seems the market is now. Just imagine a torment, or imagine a storm, a hurricane, and we are at the center of the hurricane, where everything is calm, nice. Right? But it is my belief that this thing is not over, right? By any means. It doesn't mean I'm going to short this, right? Because momentum now has switched. Momentum is to the upside. It's targeting this gap, closing this gap, which is the market is really close to doing, right? And after that, potentially, I have, let me show you now Discord, because I have just done my homework today. What it is? Okay. What it is? Yeah, this one. No? We have now this upper range here and this lower range. potentially targeting this range. If there's no acceptance above here, the market re-enters this range. This could be the opposite side of that range. But first things first. First we have this 3-day range. Then we have this one here. And then we have this 5-day range here and the gap in the lower side. I still think that the 5,000 is key here. One thing at a time. The VIX has been dropping. It's 24 now. The advance has been weak. But I am not going to go against the market. Notice what is happening now, for example. Right? We have the opening period here. B here. What happens here? There's nothing. When the market comes lower here, there's nothing here. There's just no sellers here now. And it dries. And this is setting, okay? The accumulation volume here is setting the market for a big break here or an upside continuation here. Because there will be traders that, oh, okay, this is lower lows, lower highs, or whatever. We have a range here to the downside. Can you see this? I hope you can see this. Can you see this? In the same way I has in the daily, I have this. Oh, okay, next time the market comes back here, it's going to come down here. Right? This is obvious. Obviously, the next step here. But why would you do that if this market is trending higher? Low here, low here, low here, low here. That's one thing. Value yesterday was higher. Okay. Today also is overlapping higher. Okay. So doing this kind of trade, it is betting against the odds here. Yeah? In any case, if you're going to do that, you got a really nice area here in which you can monitor, right? Bailey, can you see how exact this thing is? Let me see if I can erase this and put a trend here. Can you see how exact this is? No? So shorting this, if you're going to do something like that, this is only maybe 1.3, 2, 3, 4, 5 ticks stop here, above this. Nothing else. Putting a stop up here is, after the fact, of course, it's easy, but this doesn't have anything here. There's no reason to short this market. Okay. Look at here. Look at what happened here. Rather, this is what you would have been looking or watching instead of watching this, instead of looking for an area. And again, if you're looking for something, you will find something, and probably will be something that's not good, right? Now you have a trend here, the same way you have a trend down up here, and this is along here, somewhere in here. This would be or would have better odds than this one here. Okay. But the market never comes here. Notice where this has been bought. Okay, another mechanical reference here. So the fact is a mechanical reference, it doesn't mean anything per se. It's just an indication who is behind the trade. It has been happening over and over and over again. It doesn't mean I'm going to go short, because what the market is doing, the market is trending higher. Why I want to short the market that is trending higher? Right? Traders will be buying dips here. What kind of traders? That is the most relevant question for me. Okay? If I am going to do something here, I know that I will try to get something to the upside, but also will know that if something happens, and the market moves against me, I am not going to be waiting anything there, holding a position, knowing the environment in which we are at the moment, which is what I have explained at, at the first part of this video. I still believe we may have this kind of situation for at least maybe midterms next year. And that's a long term, man. Long term. 2 years is or year and a half is a lot of time. Don't feel like you are, if you don't have anything, don't feel you are missing anything. Got to be patient. This has, you got to be here for the long run. Not trading one day doesn't mean anything. If you don't see anything, I just don't have to do anything. All right. Now, I have loaded my charts with more days here to have a view here. In the same, I am still carrying this area here, right? This area here, which is basically halfback of this, around halfback of this 2-day range here, which is this basic, I would say it's the center of this 2-day range here. You have 2-day range here, 2-day range here. First, we have an inside bar that breaks to the downside, right? Breaks to the downside, comes back. The logical situation for short-term traders, now that this has been rejected, we have an upside. And where this can be leading, the next thing, of course, we have here the gap close, we have 5,600, the market stopping right there. It's not a good situation for any kind of shorts here. It could be this area here, right? Because this area here that I have highlighted will have the same situation that I have here. About like 15 days in between, right? Having this one and coming back to what was at the time multi-time frame go no go level. This has no relevance now. But traders, if the kind of traders that are doing this were the ones that were doing this thing here, they have memory, they will remember these things. The way how the market broke after this gap, has left a significant, look at this. I'm going to close this. I'm going to remove this. I'm not interested in this anymore. Okay. I'm going to call another chart to show you this thing. And this is it. In this one I have, where the heck are you? In this I have overnight chart, and I have it split it here. Right? This 6 were way high, and how much volume this day have? I remember those days were having, you considering overnight as basically as a regular days. Look at how much volume we have, 800,000, and this is an overnight session. This one here is an overnight session. How much volume do we have yesterday, for example? Right now we're having 700,000. Yesterday volume 2.9. What is this? 200,000. Wait a minute. Okay. Overnight 200,000. 900,000 yesterday volume. All right. 900,000. How much volume do we have here in this day, in this overnight? 900,000 as well. And that's a lot, very, very mechanical highs here, 6 high wide. So the odds that this market was targeting, I'm going to delay this. I'm not interested in this one anymore. It was targeting this high, were high, all right? It's not any regular overnight, but this time, if this was a regular overnight, it is a long time, man. This is when the beginning of April 2nd, something like that. It would have been history. I consider only one, maybe 2 days, 2 overnights back to back, right? Before that is irrelevant. But I was carrying these ones because of the volume, okay? Because of the volume. There's no reason to have a short here. Now this gap low, and now check check this out. There's a lot of things, man, that are happening here in this market. Let me put this kind of like closer here. Look, drawing. Here's another one of the erase. I want to erase that. What is this June 24 breakout? Check your daily charts and you will see what this thing is, right? So there can be some back and forth from this area as well. You got a lot of things here. Remember what we talked about the range at the beginning of the stream? There is no clear direction, or not I must say clear direction, but opportunities here. Lockdown here. No? Now, let me save the chart book, but I don't want to miss that information. And that's the relevance of carrying information over. We never know, man. We never know when we are going to use it. After the breakout that we have here today, notice what kind of volume we're having here. White. That's the only thing that I am interested in. This is white. There's no volume here going higher. Right? It just seems like it's just short covering here. I am going to move or copy this because this will become for me an important piece of information, therefore to tomorrow or for what follows, right? Or even today here. Look at where this low is. Okay? Look at where this low is here. We got 1, 2, 3 from 7. Distribution close. This is a breakout. You know, let me collapse this thing. Before doing that, I'm going to change. Where it is? Copy and move. And call this questionable 429 high. Right? You know why I'm calling this questionable. It's just coming back. It's adding, okay. Let me put it this way. Something else here, because I would forget this. This is too wide low. Too wide low actually. Formal low, no high. My bad. Yeah. And now I'm removing this drawing here. This can remain here. I will leave this down here just to remember myself that I have this. That I have distribution. When the market was going this short covering rally that we have here, it has left behind. This was very emotional. This is short covering, right? Short covering. Look at this. I hope you can see this. And by now, everybody's just looking for good news and using any good news. Look at this thing here, right? Just shooting is way higher. If I move that over here, what I will have, now we have a breakout here. That I can use this distribution here. And this market is having upside extension, but what is having? How it is doing it? In the same way as we had here. So yesterday, we had the same thing here today. Yeah. There's no support for this market here. I am not paying attention to the market, having seen a clear opportunity today. Just waiting, man. Remember, most part of the job is watching, observing, trying to figure out, and that's key for trading. Try to figure out what is going on, what do we have here, what's happening. That's most of the job. And if you see something, if there is something after you have been watching, now you will just have this thought, right? Because usually it's happening the same way to everyone. You will just say, or you will find yourself saying something similar to, wait a minute, what is this? Okay? Wait a minute, right? You're just sitting there watching, and suddenly you will see something. And that's when the opportunity is showing itself. Huh? That's when you got something. Now, nothing in this world, especially in this job, is easy. The best trades are the hardest ones. You will see the market going against you, testing your confidence, second guessing yourself, and it's just tough, man. This business is really, really tough. There's nothing easy on this. But that's how opportunities come. With that thought, wait a minute. Okay? I think there is something here. It's not that I was looking to have or to do something, but something just comes to you. The opportunity just presents itself to you without you looking for it. This is a no man's land. The risk, I consider the risk here is high in this area where the market is now, based on how we talk here. Probably the trader can continue sideways here towards this area here, potential selling from this high, this moving average here. Remember what we have today. We have earnings also today. Where it is? Down here. Right. We have Microsoft after the close. We have Meta. No. That's tomorrow. Today's Tuesday, right? Today's Tuesday. We don't have that thing. We don't have until tomorrow. And Thursday, we have Amazon and Apple. Be careful with these releases here. It's not rare to see the market trending in one direction, gapping or having upside or downside acceleration with one earnings just to be reversed or taken back by the next one, the next day. Now, another thing, markets are always looking forward looking. Look at what we have. Look at what we have next week. We have core CP, core PCE Wednesday next week. You have JOLTS on Tuesday. GDP also. I think these numbers are becoming important now since we're facing recession. ISM also. Non-farm payrolls. Non-farm payrolls. And immediately after that, non-farm payrolls on Friday. Okay, this is really important here because it falls on Friday, just after the end of the month. Okay, and the same week, or the week after, we had Chairman Powell press conference. I think this can be a day with high volatility. We see when the Chairman, we were having this kind of days. It will depend what how the market is doing at the time, where the market is at, or where the market is coming from, facing that day. Right? You have an interest, the right decision. There's a tremendous amount of pressure on Chairman Powell from the president. I hope if he caves, and this is the thing, right? If he caves, that's not going to be good for the economy. That doesn't necessarily has to be bad for the market. Okay, but in the long term, right? In the long term is what it can have a serious impact in the market. Okay, so I hope this helps to put price in context. As I say, I am not interested in this market, really, but good opportunities. If you have been trading, that you have be by the trading desk, because you never know, or we never know, when opportunities are going to come. Okay, look what's happening here again. Where this market has been bought with one tick from this low, two ticks from this low. This low is very questionable. It's a breakout for this. If you are long here, gosh, this has to be painful. Right? This has to be very painful to be long in this market, especially if you are long in this area here. And this is a breakout. This is a breakout. It has actually good odds of staying there, not collapsing, but just because of momentum. Okay, just because of as a trader, I have not taken. I'm not willing to take that risk, because any single piece of information that comes out there, it can be the market can come cratering here. And trading straight futures, it is something that I would not do now. Okay? Really, I wouldn't do that. All right. It is 3:07, and unless you have any questions, I will be calling it the stream for today. I hope you have a productive day today, and I wish you a wonderful rest of the day. I hope I can come back tomorrow. I don't guarantee I have been more focused on the market now, and having the stream. I am not in I have, I don't have the skill to be talking or doing something in here while I have the stream. I have to be able to ignore that I am doing any stream and focus just on one thing, right? And that would be required, well, at least right now, it requires for me to be silent there, you know, enduring the pain many times. And that's not good. That's not a good feeling. And it is not productive for, but that's my opinion, right, for a stream. Okay, if you have any question, please just let me know. You got the Discord there. You also have the comment section on YouTube. I wish you a good closing day. Stay safe. See you.